Good morning. One of the questions I've been getting a lot lately is how do I make my own bread starter yeast, wild yeast, whatever you want to call it. Well, I'm going to show you how easy it is. I know that yeast is in very short supply right now for a lot of people. You don't need yeast to make bread. You can make your own. And all you're going to need, if you have a kitchen scales, that's perfect. If you don't, everybody should have or something close to measuring cups. It'll work. You use what you have. And all I have here is 50 grams of water. That's it, water. And you can see it's little. And 50 grams of flour. It's not even a full half cup. If you can see, there is a little bit in the cup. It's down a little bit in the cup, so not even a full half cup of flour. All you're going to do is mix the two in a clean jar. If you have a mason jar, something that you can put a lid on, make sure it's glass. You don't want to do this in plastic or metal or anything like that. You need to do it in glass. Mix those items, these two items together, and this is what it's going to look like. So it's going to make a paste. I don't know if you can see. You give it a good mix. It's going to make a really smooth paste. And you're just going to give it that really, really good mix up. See if I can get the sides of my jar clean enough that you can see in there. So see, it's not really a lot in the jar, right? If you happen to have whole wheat or rye flour or something of that nature, that's perfect, because there's so much wild yeast in those flours that your starter is going to be phenomenal. If you only have all-purpose flour, that's going to work too. It may not give you the same oomph that whole wheat or rye or some kind of flour like that will give you, but it's going to work. Once you've mixed those two ingredients together, put them in your clean jar, and it has to be a clean jar. You don't want this contaminated with things that it shouldn't be contaminated with. And all you're going to do is seal it and put it away. 24 hours from when you made this, it's going to have to be fed. And it's going to take roughly 5 days for your starter to become active enough to actually do something with. Some people may find that it takes 7 days. You will know. What's going to happen is every day for the next 5 days, at roughly the same time, you're going to feed this. This is now your baby. You're going to keep it alive. You're going to feed it. You're going to take 50 grams of this out tomorrow. So day 2, you're going to measure out 50 grams, or say roughly half a cup. You are going to have to discard the rest because this is not ready to use yet. You're going to take that 50 grams of this starter that you started today, and you're going to add to this 50 grams of water and 50 grams of flour. Or again, not quite half a cup. Going to mix it really good, put your lid back on, put it aside till day 3. Day 3, you're going to do the exact same thing. You're going to take out 50 grams of this. You're going to add the same amount of water and flour again. And that's how you're going to continue till you hit day 5. And during that time period, you're going to see some really weird and wonderful things happen. You're going to see bubbles start forming. That's a very good thing. It means it's alive. You may even see it grow up into the jar, and then you may see it fall back down. It's all okay. When you open it, you may find that it smells like alcohol, or it has some kind of a sour smell. That's good. That's good. We want that. You may even find that you have a separation of liquid on the top of it. So if you have like a clear liquid or a brown liquid or something like that that separates on the top, that's okay too. Just mix it back in before you take your measurement out for the day that you're feeding. Keep it at room temperature, off to the side. Don't let it be sitting in the sunlight somewhere. Just let it sit in an area where the sun is not going to really hit it and affect it. You will be able to do so many things once you get a sourdough starter going. Once your sourdough starter is going and you've started baking and started using it, then you keep it in the fridge. And it will I keep mine in there for months. And take it out once in a while, you feed it. Once you get this thing going, you're laughing. Because once you get it going, you have an active starter to use. Give it a try. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me a message. I will do my best to answer them. All we can do is try, right? If you've only got white flour, it's okay. Let's try and get this going, and you should be good to go and start making some beautiful breads with your own starter that you made from scratch. The other thing too, I've had people ask me before I forget, is that should I leave it opened on the counter? My answer to that is no. Because what's going to happen is eventually you're going to end up with crusty bits in there. I wouldn't want crusty bits in there. I keep mine covered. I find that it will build up its gases. This is what's going to happen. So keep it covered. Let it build up the gases. Sometimes when you open it, you may actually hear that little bit of release of gases, and you know you've got a really good starter going there. I don't know what else I can tell you at this stage to get you going. Let's try getting those starters ready, and we will go from there. Again, if you have any questions, just drop me a message, and I'll do my best to answer it. And happy starter making!